Amy Lovelies, who heard it's 5:13 on Sunday the 1st of December 2019. Who heard that big bang that shook the whole floor? I was in my cabin and I felt like someone had thrown a huge brick or something on top of the cabin. And me and my colleague ran out asking, what was that sound? At first I thought it might have been the underground because of where I'm located. But I just looked on the news and they reported a big bang, like explosion somewhere. Though the police and everyone are saying there's no cause for concern. But enough people have been tweeting and reporting that their houses were shaking and they got woken up by the big bang. What is going on, people out there? What shook London or wherever else? Crazy. Something's going on. Was it an earthquake? Was it aliens? Was it a big bomb somewhere? Something is going on. Message or voice messaging me back and let me know if you felt the movement. And be safe. Good evening. Not even good evening, huh? Good morning, me lovelies. How are you doing? It's the early hours of Sunday morning, 27th of October 2019. Did you remember that the clocks went back this morning at 2 a.m? So really right now the time should be 3:30. No, the time should be 4:30, sorry. But instead it's gone back and it's only 3:30. So, not impressed being as I'm at work. And the time has gone back. But hey ho, it is what it is. But I wonder how many people, especially if they've not got an automatic phone that just switches to the time change. If they're looking like at a a standard clock that you have to change yourself, they'll be getting confused.com or waking up late. So I'm just curious to see when the day shift will come in. Will they get here at, what's the time? Will they get here at 6? Which really would have been 7. Or will they get here at 7? Who knows? But yeah, that's it really. Just doing some editing. And just finished talking to Miss Kata Park, Zia. Giving me a pure joke. She was inquiring with another lady that went to Kata Park that was in her year, asking if she remembered me, and she did. I'm like, wow, I'm surprised everyone remembers me. Though I was a quiet one, I weren't rowdy or nothing. I was just calm, cool and collective in it. But yeah, it's cute still, considering it's been like over 20 years since we were all back at school. Crazy, peeps, crazy. But I hope you've all had a good week. And wish you a blessed new week coming. And see you on my next podcast. And as always, thank you for listening to me. L-O-V, Lady of Variety. Night, night. Good evening, me lovelies. How are you doing on Friday the 10th of January 2020? It's 11:47. I'm just sat in the cabin at work right now. This week has gone very quick indeed. I haven't really done much except received a few feedbacks from my book, which has been great. Still waiting for some reviews via Amazon, but hey. But you know what I did today? Today I shed my first set of tears. Not meaning to, but basically a family member passed away, had their funeral on Wednesday, which I couldn't attend, but thank God I was able to watch it live in the church. First time ever I've watched a funeral take place in a church live, so that was interesting. And then my cousin sent me today some of the actual footage because I couldn't hear anything. I'm not sure if I just didn't press the volume button or it just wasn't working, but I couldn't hear, but I could see when people were talking and getting upset. And then there was one part where my cousin Mel was talking about his grandma, and it was just so beautiful, the laughter and his great memories that he had of her. And trust me when I say she was so beautiful, so beautiful. She was scrumptious. You just wanted to pack her away in your bag and take her away with you. That's how scrumptious she was. Excuse me, that's my check call alarm. And so when he got to the last bit of his speech, the darling broke down crying, and it just set me off. I couldn't hold it, and I know I would have been the same had I been at the church myself. And then it's coming up to 8 years this Sunday. This Sunday, 12th of Jan, which is also my birthday. 8 years on that day that my mum's mum, passed away. And it just had me thinking about her, wishing that she was still here, missing going to visit her at the nursing home, and the jokes that she used to give me. And so today was my official day that I shed my first tears for 2020, hoping that they may be the last, only, you know what I mean. But hey, it was a mixture of tears of happiness and sadness, so doesn't mean that's because you're shedding tears it's all sadness. There were happy tears as well, so it's all right. But how are you all doing? Have you had a loss so far this year? Have you shed any tears yourself? If so, I hope they're happy tears, or maybe a bit of both, happy and sad. Let me know. And I hope that you have a fabulous weekend ahead. And as always, thank you for listening to me. LOV, Lady of Variety. Good evening, my lovelies. Welcome to the diary of the LOV. That's me, Lady of Variety. It's February the 3rd, 2020 at 10:47 to be precise in the evening. I'm at work and cannot believe we're in February already, peeps. Like, wow, second month of the year already. And I'm sat at work. I haven't done any podcast uploads in a little while. But what's been the latest? Was it Friday? Friday when I was at work, I was feeling hungry for a munch. So I decided to order something from Just Eat. And I had the best ever delivery driver come and deliver me some food. Like, this guy just was fabulous. He made me laugh. He was down to earth. He was cheeky. Pulled up in his nice Audi and just was really, really made my night. And even encouraged me, like, if I should get a car again, to then I can do little extra work by doing delivery drop off for food. You know what I mean, with Uber Eats or Just Eat or Deliveroo. He was saying that he does 12-hour shifts, and not that he really needs the money, but it's just something to do. And I was like, yeah, well, you know what I mean? I'm sure it don't feel like you're at work because you're just in your car collecting food and delivering it to people. And what's wrong with that? You know what I mean? And so last 2 days, because he passes by my workplace every day. Yesterday he passed by, brought me some cake and custard and a milkshake. So I was well and truly happy and grateful for that. So I now have myself a lovely delivery driver who comes past to say hi. And I'm going to be joining him on his rounds one day this week to see, you know what I mean, how the routine is. And hey, you know what I mean, it's not like saying I'm busy doing much else. It'll be nice having someone else drive and I just sit in the passenger seat. Sit in the passenger seat and enjoy the ride. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. What else? Nene, my cat Nene, she's found herself a little boyfriend. My housemate's friend was telling me they came home from work the other day and she was sat outside the door with this big ginger and white male. I couldn't stop laughing because she is really a little dirty stop out. Pretty little darling. So I'm not too surprised that all the man them, aka cats, are after her. Even down to the other day, she was outside the door trying to get in through the back door of my other housemate's room. And they said when they looked outside, there was about 5 cats all standing watching her. That's the fabulous cat life right there, mate. And what else? Yeah, and right now, I believe I recorded a podcast about this just the other day, actually, that I found an audio recording with me doing a Q&A with my nan back in 2009. And I'm just here typing it out. Because the audio is great to hear, but there's a lot of white noise in the background, and some of it is hard to hear, which isn't great. But I'm able to type it out. And by God's grace, create a short story dedicated to my nan. The book that I promised her I would do. A mixture of patois, aka Jamaican, and English, because she was Jamaican. But obviously for those that can't understand Jamaican, I've written it out in English as well. So it's a good read, you know. And that's about it right now. It's nearly 11 o'clock. Wondering if Max, that's his name, Max, Uber delivery driver, I'm sure he will pop past, beep beep, when he's outside to say hi. And that's about it, mate. Oh yeah, and I've been watching past Love and Hip Hop New York. It is so entertaining. I watched season 10 and then that's finished. Well, the last episodes, I've gone clean all the way back to season 1. Interesting indeed. I want some reality in my life, mate. Some reality. They need to bring some more reality TV going on. This Love Island ain't doing it for me. Is anyone watching Love Island? What is your view? So that's it. But thank you, as always, for listening to me, LOV, Lady of Variety. I'm going to try and do daily uploads. And when I don't, then it's either because I ain't got nothing to say, or I might be on my dark times where, yeah, it's just not a good look. But yeah, wishing you all a fabulous Sunday, even though it's nearly finished. And have a great week ahead. And see you on my next podcast upload. Good morning, me lovelies. It's the early hours of Saturday morning. 7:17 a.m. to be precise. I'm just walking home from work. And I was just having my morning prayer talk with the fabulous living God. And I was just saying to him that I'm going to do something today. And obviously, I know I'm not in control. Only he's in control. So even though I'm going to do what I'm going to do, if he decides that it's a yes, then one will have to just deal with it. Because when God says yes, you have to just roll with it. And so I think today might be one of those where one is not sure. Morning, you're right. And then to make matters worse, as I was speaking to him, what do I see? One magpie. And what does one magpie stand for? Sorrow. But I don't deal with sorrow. I only deal with joy. So I'm not going to take that on. And yeah, we will see, by God's grace, all will be fine. But I was just thinking stuff, you know what I mean? I am working amongst some great guys at work. And I've been working with guys for the last 20 years. Like, all my jobs have been 95% male orientated. It's just like, wow. But when you get a great bunch of guys that you're working with, it makes a great working place. Though don't get me wrong, it's not all of my security, whether it's day shift, night shift, not all of them do I get on with or even entertain. But the majority of them I get on great with. But again, that's life, innit? You can't be expected to get on with everyone. So yeah, that's it. So I'm about 7 minutes from home. Sorry for all the traffic. And I'm gonna get some shut eye. And before I know it, I'll be back to work. So wishing you all a fabulous Saturday. Whatever you do, be good. If you can't be good, be safe. And see you on my next podcast upload. And thank you as always for listening to me. LOVE, Lady of Variety. This is a throwback podcast that I thought I'd done when I heard the news on the 15th that Caroline Flack, the presenter host of Love Island, killing herself. I still can't believe it. It's like this lady, she had everything going for her, and initially I thought that it was ITV that had got rid of her, but then listening to the news over this week and reading the news, she stood down and they'd left the door wide open for her to return. But it just goes to show how when you go into that darkness of where you feel like there's no turning back, and rightfully so, you know what I mean, what had happened in regards to the incident with her boyfriend and whatnot, and the police wanting to prosecute her and all that stuff. I think it was unfair that they was trying to pursue it so much, even though her boyfriend had said he didn't want to, you know what I mean, press charges or let her get in trouble, basically. But the fact that they continued and she was ready to go to court next month, and who knows whether they would have made an example of her by making her go to prison or serving her with a fine. But it's just like, wow. And then I'm sure it was on the news that she hung herself, I believe. And it's just like, yeah, mate, it's heartbreaking. It's, yeah, I don't know, mate. Like I said, this was a lady that, you know what I mean, she'd been trying and working hard to get to where she was on a high, hosting one of the top reality TV shows, and then to have everything come crashing down, and then to go into that dark place where so many go in the limelight and end up taking their life. It's just so sad, and just RIP to her, man. You know, for me, she was missed from Love Island anyway. It was never going to be the same without her. But she could have come back from it. But wherever her head was at, but I suppose it's a mixture of the incident with her boyfriend and then not having a job anymore. Yeah, only God knows what she must have been thinking and going through, why she thought that was the only way out. And my heart goes out to her family and friends and the fans, you know. Life ain't easy as it is, but going through life, I suppose, in the spotlight and with paparazzi and all those newspapers writing about you, that's just the icing on the cake, I suppose, to making you go even deeper than what you can ever imagine. It's just like, wow, wow, wow. And to anyone that may have lost someone to suicide, my heart goes out to you too. It's not something that is a joke, you know what I mean? Just having those thoughts is bad enough, you know, where you feel like you just don't want to go on anymore. It's just too much, or you just don't feel worthy of life anymore. Just nothing just seems right, and you just don't want to be here on this earth. But then when you actually, for those that actually succeed in doing it, it's a lot. It's deep. So yeah, like I said, this is a throwback podcast that I thought I'd done, but I didn't. And just R.I.P. Caroline Flack. And to all those that have taken their own lives,